Okay, audio test, 1, 2, 3. Audio test, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Testing. We are live, hopefully. Hopefully this goes well. We're really surprised, honestly. Okay. Alrighty, back looking at Bitcoin, crypto, the currency currently. Still trading sideways here. Some abrupt changes in momentum, extreme volatility here for us recently. Let's look out for these key levels down below. $18,860 per Bitcoin. That is still a horizontal level down below we've been considering for quite some time. As we know, it was a bullish area of support for us back in June into July of this year here. This interaction with it very recently on September is nice to see. A bullish buying opportunity where you could have perhaps considered investing your 20% support-based investment ratio at that level. But when we reveal the fear and FOMO zones here, you can see a much more broad range for Bitcoin accumulation with a longer-term uptrend in play. We do believe Bitcoin go up, though what go up must go not up for a period of time here. So right now we have been hypothesizing sideways and or downside plaguing the market for the foreseeable weeks, 2 months here, pretty much ever since printing the all-time highs back in 2021 near $69,000 per Bitcoin. Prices have proceeded to sort of rally downward here, looking for support where we can find it. As I mentioned, we are now back to 2017 all-time highs, this blue dashed horizontal level here above us. 2017 all-time highs is a psychological level to consider. We're hoping to find support along it, though. We have some technical levels present waiting for us with greater significance based on my support and resistance strategy. So bullish Robos in play. We have the super buy for and moon Robos confirmed throughout the beginning of September here. As you can see, the sell for has returned, one of our chosen 3 Robos entering a bearish state. So if you've already invested into Bitcoin, your 50% engineering Robo based investment ratio based on the early September buy confirmations, you technically can remain invested until we get a second bearish Robo in play, suggesting perhaps continued moves to the downside here as we wait for significant support down below, which we will consider when necessary. Right now, trapped in this range of sideways here. Hopefully, we can find our way upward. Watch out for bull traps and fake outs. A relief rally is likely to occur, a rally upward here. Once we do solidify support and move upward is to be expected. Watch out for overhead resistance waiting for us, several levels of resistance along the way if we do find ourselves making any sort of upward price action here, but the uptrend will likely resume several months to perhaps years from now, maybe when we break free from this solid overhead downtrend line. Closer to February of next year here is where this line reaches all the way out toward. A break from it would be nice to see, and you can use that to invest your 30% downtrend line based investment ratio. At the moment, I mean, if we were to force one into play here locally, perhaps you could visualize this. I mean, we seem to be respecting it as resistance. So, I mean, we have this dashed overhead downtrend line as well at the moment to potentially suggest a breakout upward here throughout September of this year. We may be able to solidify support. Like I said, hopefully we can hold 2017 all-time highs, but near the $18,000 levels there is where technical support is present. Bullish Robos technically still in play until a second bearish confirmation makes itself present. Bearish Robos, though, ever since 2021, 69,000, nice all-time highs. bearish robos have saved us from 44 and 58% corrections that have occurred. During a phase of sideways, if we remember back in sort of January of this year, all the way into May, we were trying to find support along $34,600 per Bitcoin. Bullish buy confirmations came into play. Situations semi-similar to right now, if we consider the buy for super and moon confirmations here. I mean, what if we do something real quick? I want to get what's it called here? Hold on, let's visualize something to perhaps consider. Like if I just steal price action from up here near March earlier this year, and we bring it down, we can see a potential correlation in price action if history were to repeat itself and or rhyme. That is hilarious how that plays out. So I mean, potentially support along 2017 all-time highs, potentially a short-term pump up to 21,400 before returning back to 2017 all-time highs. Based on this ghost feed here, we find support along it, print a weird double bottom type pattern, rally upward, create a higher high past the September 12th swing highs, though resistance is formed, a lower high relative to potentially 25K there, and then we make our way back downward, and lower lows present themselves eventually. So this is not impossible for us. This is definitely something to consider, something to keep in mind. Sideways and or downside is what we've been prophesizing for some time now, so watch out for that. Any sort of upside we do have may be very short-lived and will likely be dwarfed by the downside that has occurred here. So, but that is nice. Nice to see the correlation here. I do like how this plays out in a manner that does not seem impossible or unrealistic. And so, we do consider lows past current price levels. We're hoping for a bottom here, though we have to go with the flows of the confirmations, no matter the situation. With price action currently trapped in this range of sideways here, we're going to access the fear and FOMO zones. Oh, my apologies. There was some outside noise there, but as I mentioned, the fear and FOMO zones will be revealed in a moment. That is going to give us the sort of like lower low strategy that may play out here. We are in a phase of accumulation for longer term upside to be considered. But right now, though, some technicals still need to play out. Some confirmations need to be reconfirmed. Fundamentally, I personally am very bullish on Bitcoin in the longer term. That's very hard not to be. But in the short term here, watch out for sideways and or downside. Extreme volatility shaking any and everybody out. We got to go with the flows of crypto, watching out for our robos. Let's see the BLX chart. The BLX chart is just the, I believe, the longest running Bitcoin chart. I believe it has the most data available, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Alrighty, this is the fear and FOMO zones for Bitcoin. Real quick, just gonna give a quick note here. Hope the quality and timing is all right. Hope the delay is not too crazy. I hope audio is transferring well. I'm on a laptop streaming from Wi-Fi. This is a very different setup than I had in my previous streams, so I'm going to hope that we are still transmitting okay, and we're getting through it no problem. But with that being said, the fear and FOMO zones here accumulate here during times of extreme fear, but go, oh no, when Robo says there's FOMO. Watch out for the FOMO zone here waiting for us all the way up near $196,000 per Bitcoin. That is going to be a far more bullish area of take profit for you to consider once we do make our way up there eventually. Here in the fear zone, you are suggested to be accumulating Bitcoin in strategic tactical ratios anywhere under pretty much just about 39, roughly $40,000 per Bitcoin. Any price under there is a bullish buy opportunity based on the fear zones here. The third bullish window for long-term accumulation has presented itself over the course of the years ever since that 2017 all-time high when we last saw the FOMO zones. This was back when the FOMO zones didn't even exist for Bitcoin, but we can see it correlating quite nicely and waiting to help us out moving forward. In the FOMO zone, back in 2017, prices entered, rallied upward 130% over the following roughly couple months before exiting the FOMO zone. Following that all-time high FOMO zone interaction, an 84% correction occurred, bringing us into the fear zone, obviously. Upon entering the fear zone, price action experienced 45% in downside past it and experienced over 170 days of sideways before leaving the fear zone finally. Trading sideways still just above it, only to return to it very briefly throughout March of 2020 during the midst of the cough crash correction. A 45% correction played out relative to entering the fear zone, though we only traded within it for just over a month. Upon exiting that second fear zone interaction, we rallied upward over the following months there, surpassed previous all-time highs, got to that $1,000 like multiple times throughout 2021. A very bullish time for the uptrend in the long term. I do believe a very different set of moves here have occurred that are not similar to 2017. So while 2017 had a more tight relative, perhaps double top, if you will, the sort of like double upswing there. Was way tight. They were both in the FOMO zone. Big rejection occurred, an 84% correction before finally bottoming. Our most recent all-time highs, though, have gotten close to the FOMO zone, though technically not interacted with them yet. And our most recent all-time high, made back in 2021, is a higher high relative to the first all-time high met throughout April of 2021. So a very ridiculous range of sideways occurred throughout 2021 there. At the moment, returning to that fear zone here, technical correlations playing out, the 45% correction upon entering the fear zone has already occurred, and we are in the midst of the potential 170 plus days of sideways. We still got several more weeks until that has fully commenced. Once that does come to an end, we may be able to solidify the bottom and find ourselves back out of the fear zone. To keep in mind, though, an 84% correction correlating with previous all-time highs, if we were to consider how that might play out, an 84% correction from current all-time highs that we set back in 2021 would bring us down to a $10,700 Bitcoin, roughly. And so maybe that is where many traders are getting that price level from. We do have, word of a flash crash. A $10,000 Bitcoin has been in some traders or investors' conversations. And so an 84% correction from our most recent all-time highs would bring us to roughly a $10,000 Bitcoin. Not impossible, but I believe less likely because we have yet to see that FOMO zone. And so back in 2017, a FOMO zone rejection would certainly add to the significance of the correction moving forward. But right now, this sort of range of sideways that we've just broken downward from, in my opinion, this is very bullish price action for the longer term uptrend at the moment. And so, as I said, accumulate here during times of extreme fear. Be picking up some highly discounted digital assets while you can. The fear zone ends around $40,000 per Bitcoin. I very much believe we will exit the fear zone here when we are ready, not a moment sooner. we will very much surpass all-time highs and get to that FOMO zone. Feel free to take profits up near $200,000 per Bitcoin. Watch out for potentially 130% in upside upon entering the FOMO zone. An immediate rejection off of it is to be considered, but like I said, we might very well trade up within it for a period of days, perhaps over a month, and still see gains up in that FOMO zone. But either way, anywhere above, at the moment, $194,000 per Bitcoin is a very bullish take profit level. So lots going on here. It would appear some history, maybe not repeating itself, but rhyming perhaps. We have some background audio disturbances here. I do apologize if that's been transmitting. Okay, very sorry. Bear with me. One moment. I have to close a window. Not realize it was open. Do apologize. Bear with me here. One moment, please. Hold on. My bad. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Okay, back like we never left. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index here suggesting to accumulate right now, buying tactical amounts of Bitcoin with a longer-term uptrend in mind. Though, keep in mind a $10,000 Bitcoin to present itself. Like if a 50% correction occurs from current price levels, I believe it would be very, very short-lived. And I mean, perhaps you could preemptively put buy orders down there if you want to get in at that level. But yeah, right now we seem to be holding that 2017 all-time high very nicely. Hopefully we can continue to, though if not, we go with the flows of crypto. We got our robos, we got our tactical strategy, so we can trade more tactically. We always allow for the confirmations, no matter the volatility of the situation. Anyway, we've got Ethereum, perhaps. Let's get out of the, oh, sorry, no, this is the wrong chart. This is my perpetual chart. Get pranked. Just kidding. Ethereum. I'm on a laptop. I'm on Wi-Fi. I do apologize if we start to lag out. I'm going to pray to the latency lords that we do not. Please, pretty please. Apples and cheese. Okay. Okay, Ethereum. Here would appear. Bearish Robos returning. Not too surprised, technically. We've had bearish confirmations for Ethereum ever since the 19th of August, around $1,613 per Bitcoin. EngineeringRobo has allowed you to, very recently here, ever since the 16th of July, bullish Robo advisors allowed you to invest into Ethereum, experience 49% in upside. And if you weren't able to take profit near my resistance level or at that swing high, EngineeringRobo's bearish suggestions suggested you capitalize on anywhere from 18 to 25 to 30% ROI with EngineeringRobo's buy and now sell suggestions ever since August there. And so a bit of sideways since those sell suggestions, bouncing off of newly visualized potential support, $1,419. At the moment, failing to hold it, we are beneath it. If daily candles open and close beneath it, that would confirm resistance overhead, and we would have to anticipate continued interaction downward toward more significant support waiting for us. Technical horizontal level all the way down below at $1,011 is down there, but along the way we have visualized this hypothetical, magical, mystical zone here, $1,209 to $1,268 per Ethereum is a range we've visualized here as potential support we can hope for bullish interactions with, but my technical level is down there closer to 1,000. Significant bearish confirmations in play ever since the 15th of September, technically. If you've only chosen to sell since our most recent sell suggestions, you've already been saved from just about 9% in downside. And right now, we are patiently waiting for the return of bullish robos before jumping back into Ethereum. Quick, 50% in gains here with EngineeringRobo recently. Hopefully, we can see the return of some bullish buy suggestions here. Bearish Robo saving us from some dramatic corrections, 45 and 70% in downside ever since swing highs made back in November of 2021. We have bullish Robos allowing us to experience 79 and 36% in gains between July of 2021 into November of 2021. And then we even have another instance back in March of last year where EngineeringRobo members experienced 141% in upside. So just going with the flows of our Robos, who knows where this will go. But yeah, we appear to be interacting with this dashed down trend line locally here, trying to find it as support. This is why I'm not a fan of these local dash down trend lines, because we often break from them briefly and then return to them for a period of time after. So you can use our local dash down trend lines at your own discretion for investing your 30% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio. In my opinion, a far more significant downtrend line to consider would be this solid one overhead waiting for us whenever we do get back up to it. But this has been Ethereum waiting for bullish confirmations to be confirmed. What about Cardano here? It would appear falling below my support level. Slightly unsightly perhaps. But I think, was this the combination of Robos that I used? Can't remember. I don't actually think so. Pretty sure it was this one. Hold on, sorry. I have one too many Robo advisors here. I'm trying to see which ones that I used. I think it was this, I want to say. I believe. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, we're looking at Cardano. Price action. Would appear the super sell attempting to print with today's daily candle. We need that candle to close, which depending on how long the stream goes, it might close on stream. The super sell, if confirmed, would be slightly unsightly bearish Robos returning. We have not been jumping into Cardano technically because bearish Robos have been in play since the 26th of August. That buy 4 was nice to see, though with only one of our chosen Robos bullish, we're not really eager to jump in based on that confirmation. Support down below at 46 cents, a newly visualized level came into play where you were suggested to invest your 20% support-based investment ratio. Why we invest 20% at support is because, as you can see, sometimes support levels fail. Sometimes they do not hold. And so that's why there's only 20% going in at that confirmation, 50% based on our Robos, and 30% based on our down trend lines. So we have this solid down trend line overhead. Perhaps we can be free from it. Maybe in November, we can see a breakout upward here. This is kind of where triangles tend to do their breakouts as toward the sort of ends of them. We have perhaps about a month or so of sideways, though, to consider. Hopefully 46 cents can hold. Hopefully bullish robos can return, though we always got to just move with the confirmations no matter the situation. So if resistance is confirmed here at 46 cents, watch out for 34 cents down below. That is going to be a more significant horizontal level to consider if we do make our way down there. But we have been bouncing off of lows near 40 cents pretty much ever since May of this year here. So there is still hope to get back above this horizontal level, though we need daily candles with their wicks and bodies opening and closing above or beneath it for us to get that confirmation. So hopefully we can hold support. Hopefully bullish robos return. If not, 34 cents is down below there. Say upside does continue, as I mentioned, that downtrend line, 84 cents, $1.05, and $1.31 are resistance levels to consider that we have interacted with all on the way down here. And pretty much ever since EngineeringRobo members doubled their money trading Cardano between July and September of 2021, bearish robos here have saved us from 67, 28, and 45% corrections that have occurred since those swing highs. So Cardano in a bit of a dramatic, slightly unsightly downtrend here, looking for support. People buying it all the way down. Traders buying Cardano all the way down here. Fundamentally, something might be going on, though technically we are not eager to be jumping back in just yet. Though your 20% support-based investment ratio should be still invested. You can reduce it once resistance has been confirmed. But this has been Cardano. Litecoin. So slightly unsightly seeing all of these bearish robos returning here. But that's just how it be. We got to go with the flows of crypto. No matter what we see, no matter what we want or how we feel, the market's going to do what it needs to do. But with this combination of robo advisors, the buy for super and moon in play, technically still in a bullish state ever since the 10th of September there, where you were suggested to begin considering investing your 50% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio, though as we saw those confirmations coming into play, we were suggesting potential resistance overhead. We were looking for more confirmations of support at horizontal level $60.47. Several factors were considered there that could suggest a short-term move downward following bullish confirmations from EngineeringRobo, which did play out kind of previously here. Back in June of this year, we interacted with $42 as support. Still waiting for us down below if we return to it. Bullish confirmations made throughout June there. After they showed up, Litecoin proceeded to experience just over 20% in downside in the short term before finally experiencing 11.5% in upside beyond the buy suggestion level, only to have sort of sell suggestions sort of return shortly thereafter. We've had now the buy signal flip during this range of sideways. Sign up down below for EngineeringRobo to see what we can do kind of during this time here, and how to read EngineeringRobo suggestions more accurately. Technically speaking, bullish confirmations are still in play ever since the 10th of September, as I mentioned, with this sell 4 beginning to print with today's daily candle. That is slightly unsightly. If it is confirmed with today's daily candle close, that would be one of our chosen 3 robos entering a bearish state. If we get a second bearish confirmation there, we would have to reduce our positions accordingly and anticipate continued interaction to the downside. We have my dashed horizontal downtrend line here waiting for us as potential support all along the way toward $42. Where we haven't seen since June of this year. So right now, going with the flows of our confirmations during this highly volatile situation. Watch out for bearish confirmations coming into play here over the next couple days, and if they do, get ready to reduce your positions accordingly, as we are technically still in a bear market. So take profits while you have them, capitalize on gains when they are there. There's nothing wrong with taking profit, especially when I believe a lot of the upside that we experience during this time is going to be rather short-lived. So you're going to want to be taking profit while you can, when you can. But that has been Litecoin. Okay, XRP. In a bit of a different situation. Let's swap up our robos here. Trying to remember the combination I used. Doodly do. One moment. Hold on a second. This is unfortunate. Okay, I think, pretty sure, I had this combination of Robo advisors. So we have a different perspective. This is what I use to trade XRP. So right now we are attempting to free ourselves from this dashed down trend line here locally. As I mentioned, not a huge fan of them, so you can use that at your own discretion to invest your 30% down trend line based investment ratio. When we are free from it, watch out for interactions back downward toward it to potentially confirm it as support. Any moves to the upside here, watch out for 46 cents overhead waiting for us if we do continue the pumpage. Right now, the buy 4 is in play. Nice to see, though we do need a second bullish robo to be confirmed here to start jumping back into XRP in a more comfortable and confident manner. The previous combination of robos I had present did suggest like the bullish buy opportunity near 37 cents there, but this current combination of robo advisors has yet to suggest you begin accumulating XRP. So I'm going to go with the flow of these confirmations during this situation. So right now, as I mentioned, freeing ourselves from the dashed down trend line, 46 cents overhead waiting to give us a hard time. 30 cents down below we saw as support back in June of this year here. We may see that level again, we may not, though 25 cents down below is going to be the more significant horizontal level to consider if downside does come back into play. Right now, local resistance is overhead here. Many traders selling and taking profit between 38 and 40 cents per XRP. Right now, that is the potential local resistance giving us a hard time that we will have to get free from. We need that second bullish robo as well. We got the overhead down trend line, local dashed down trend line to consider at your own discretion. But in my opinion, the solid down trend line overhead is going to be far more significant, and that is what you can use to invest your 30% down trend line based investment ratio. So we invest 20% at our support levels, 50% based on EngineeringRobo, and 30% based on our downtrend lines. Bearish robos on XRP have saved us from a 58% correction between February and July of this year, a 46% correction from November of last year into January of this year, and it would appear a 51% correction throughout April into June of 2021. Bullish robos, though, since 2021, back in March, 242% in upside for EngineeringRobo members, a 92% pump in July into September of 2021, and then another 19% in upside during a range of sideways between October into November of last year as well. Since then, it's been some dramatic sideways and or downside so far. Multiple consolidation patterns have broken to the downside here. Hopefully, we can see a reversal pattern form at the moment. Watch out for continued sideways and or downside until price action suggests otherwise. So this is XRP, currently in an extreme state of volatility. I hear a lot of talk around the fundamentals regarding the SEC lawsuit and whatnot, what banks are involved, and all these reasons why. There's a lot of talk about XRP recently here. Fundamentally, things might be going on, though technically we are still waiting for some confirmations before comfortably and confidently jumping into XRP here. We've got XLM bouncing off of my mystical magical box of hard knocks and smelly socks. We visualized that area in our previous stream, hoping to hold and find support along it, and we appear to. So XLM, trying to bounce off of newly visualized support range, pretty much 10 cents is going to be a psychological level to consider perhaps, while we trade at resistance overhead. 11 cents here, 0.1185 has been there, giving us a hard time for quite some time. We need daily candles opening and closing above it, and then interacting with it as support, in my opinion, for us to solidify that level. We have multiple examples of daily candles opening and closing above it, though essentially fake outs playing out as prices returned back beneath that level shortly thereafter. So we need a situation perhaps similar to May of this year, where we bounce off of it and then bounce off it again. Though we'll have to just see how we interact as we trade sideways. Watch out for, as I mentioned, 10 cents visualized, but 8 cents down below is going to be the more significant horizontal level to consider if we do make our way downward. Bearish Robos technically still in play ever since the 19th of August. The buy 4 returning is nice, though only one of our chosen 3 Robo advisors present. We need a second bullish Robo for us to invest based on that confirmation. Right now, the sideways and or downside plaguing us until further parameters are met. Downtrend line overhead suggesting the downtrend potentially in play. So watch out for that once we do get to it. Locally, resistance is still there, though we need to get above 11 cents at least, and that bullish Robo to return. So EngineeringRobo has saved EngineeringRobo members from some dramatic corrections that have occurred ever since sort of May of 2021. We've proceeded to experience 54, 49, and 50% corrections following bearish Robo advisors. Since roughly that time, bullish Robos here have allowed our members to experience 60%, 22%, and multiple 14% pumps during this downside that has been plaguing us for several months now. So we just got to go with the flows of cryptos. Good thing we have our Robos. Lots going on here in the crypto sphere. Extreme volatility shaking any and everybody out of the market. Nobody knows where it's going to go or how it started. Now let's keep it crypto. Let's perhaps check coin market cap. That should be interesting. Now we see a couple of you down there in the chat. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying. Thank you so much for sticking around. We hope you enjoy all the dope sounds and what we've found. Brown, I don't know. Let me know anything you'd like to see in the stream upcoming. If there's a coin or a commodity or an index you'd like to follow, we've been covering a whole bunch of stuff lately. The indexes are pretty sideways. We cover them less frequently than we do crypto. So they are kind of probably exactly where we left them last time. But if you wish to see them analyzed, 100% we can. But this is Coin market cap, Bitcoin at the top here, $372 billion market cap. Remember when Bitcoin alone was like $1 trillion? Like, crazy. Ethereum experiencing some dramatic downside, as we just saw as well. Hopefully we can find support, though. We have Tether continuing to be Tether. Back at its $1 peg, at one point it was not, and everybody was really concerned about it. USDC coin, as we can see, somehow not at its $1 peg. Less concerning because USDC is USDC and has slightly more validity behind it. Is slightly more. There's more provable income behind it for the entity. I believe fundamentally, maybe perhaps. I just know Tether. Everybody's speculative on Tether. Nobody knows how that works, where they got their money from, and it just kind of is what it is. But USDC here, waiting to take Tether's place if Tether stops being Tether. But okay, anyway, XRP rallying upward here recently, as we just mentioned. Hopefully continues itself upward. Cardano returning downward, as we just saw. Solana in a range of sideways, potentially returning to a swing low it just bounced off of. 10.82% in downside this week, 8% today. Potentially a dip to buy, potentially bullish buy opportunity, though we'll have to go with the flows. Dogecoin, it's about 10% in downside this week, 8% today. Every time I see these big vertical sort of like price action here, like sort of abrupt moves downward like this, they are typically met with a bullish bounce. So, in my opinion, I suspect over the next few days, upside to return in the short term, though the continuation of the downtrend may still play out. But this aggressive pullback, dip, and short-term dump here does look like something to be buying based on my opinion. We'll have to see where actual support is, though, what our robos look like, what's really going on. But yeah, tons of red to be seen during our most recent couple days here, except for Chile's CHZ experiencing 10.5% in upside recently, 2% today, 1% in the last hour. Let's check it out. Actually, let's look at it. Check it out. CHZ against USDT. Okay. I don't even remember charting this, but it's already charted. Okay, so boom, CHZ. EngineeringRobo members have already experienced 105% in gains ever since getting into this coin throughout July of this year. Doubled our money so far, and with one of our chosen 3 robos bearish here, watch out for that second one coming into play to suggest you potentially reduce your positions accordingly, get out of the market, capitalize on upside if we were to see a second bearish robo return. At the moment, though, it would appear significant support potentially down below 18 cents. We've had some bullish bounces with ever since August of this year here. Hopefully potential significant support down below for us. The strongest horizontal level hasn't been 9 cents since like July of this year, way back when. Overhead resistance waiting for us at 26 cents. We've gotten very close to it. We have not touched it yet. Daily candles opening and closing above that level would be nice to see and would potentially suggest continued interaction toward 48 cents, the most significant horizontal level overhead resistance waiting for us. A level you can comfortably and confidently take profit. Nothing wrong with taking profit and capitalizing on upside. I heavily recommend you do so during a bear market here. Whenever gains have been made, there you cannot go broke taking profit. It's not about how much money you could have made. It's about how much money you did make. So get in and get out when and while you can. Do apologize for yapping and barking rat dogs in the background. That is beyond my control. I sincerely apologize for the noise pollution. I hope that is not. I hope that it's not as excruciatingly annoying as it is for me. It might not be showing up on the mic. Hopefully it's not. But if it is, and I do apologize. But CHZ and EngineeringRobo. 20% was invested in at support all the way down there at 9 cents ever since at least July there. 30% invested based on our down trend line being broken, our solid down trend line overhead. 30% was invested based on that confirmation, and you already invested 50% based on EngineeringRobo back in July. So you are fully invested into CHZ at the moment, watching out for resistance to capitalize on gains, watching out for bearish robos to return to suggest when to fully close your position. Right now, we just have to see just where we can go here, if we can continue ourselves upward toward overhead resistance, or have we peaked, and should we be getting out of the market as we speak. Sell 4 in play. Watch out for potential hell or super sell to return. Bullish robos have allowed EngineeringRobo members to experience 42, 84, and 55% pumps ever since August of 2021. And bearish robos have saved EngineeringRobo members from losing 53% of their investment from December into January of this year. And then another 64% correction occurred between April and June of this year as well. So gains to be made, losses to avoid. It's a good thing we have EngineeringRobo, or the account might be destroyed. Bars here going hard. Weird. Anyway, back to CoinMarketCap. We already saw XRP, FEI, USD, personally, above me. Not too sure what coin that is. We could look at some of the top projects not doing too well here. Oh yeah, Luna. We looked at Luna the other day. Looked at Luna Classic rather. Maybe we can check on that. I also got EOS as well. 24% in downside this week. 13.5 roughly percent in downside today. So let's check out these coins. Let's look back at what's it called? Hang on, I gotta see which chart I had pulled up. I think it might have been this one. Yes, it was. With a different combination of robos, though. An odd combination of robos, if I'm honest. We also hear some degenerate revving their engine outside. Do apologize for that as well. My previous streams were not this noisy. Heck if I know. It might not even be showing up on the mic, and that is great. But if it is, then I sincerely apologize for such audio disturbances. But EngineeringRobo members experiencing 257% in gains over the following 8 days after bullish robos came into play for Luna Classic on the 31st of August there. So highly volatile situations here. Technicals are going to be very iffy during such dramatic price action. Resistance overhead, though, it would appear 0 point, whole bunch of zeros, 59950 is going to be the most significant horizontal level we have to break if we were to consider any sort of continued move to the upside here. We have sort of made a pullback, a retracement to the downside ever since interacting with said resistance. The buy for and sell for flipping in and out of play here. Technically, two of our chosen three robos bullish ever since August means that we are still technically invested into Loon C. If you were unable to take profit up at resistance there, I'm always recommending to take profits, capitalize on upside, but going with the flows of our robos, we do need a second bearish robo to be confirmed for us to consider truly exiting our positions here, or perhaps entering a short position based on that confirmation. So right now, hopefully we can continue to hold horizontal level visualized 0 point, all the zeros, 24500, though stronger support is waiting for us down below here. Quick update on Loon C. Let's look at EOS. Oh, we've got revving engines in the background. Oh, okay, let's rechart it. So I guess I haven't seen this in a while. We're going to rechart this in its entirety. You're going to see where I slap my levels together. To conserve time, I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. Hopefully you can follow along. I will, I mean, if you could tell what I'm looking for without me saying it, then kudos to you. But after this, I will explain slightly here my my key level strategy. Now, support and resistance are typically present in areas, so it is hard to find exact levels that correlate with these prices perfectly. As, like I mentioned, support and resistance is found in ranges. It's not exactly one price level. But okay, we are running out of price action, running out of bars. Okay, I think this is semi-successfully charted here. Let's draw the downtrend line. Okay, boom. Let's make some minor adjustments. Okay. No, not a fan of that. I want to bring it back up to the weekly there. There we go. That looks much better. Okay, we've got more than 30% between my horizontal levels of significance. Now I guess this downtrend line is slightly unsightly. We can correct it accordingly. Alrighty, CHC is not what we're looking at. EOS is the coin on screen currently. We've got a significant combination of robos in play. Let's visualize their effectiveness. Like boom, boom. Like boom. Like real quick, boom. Okay, we'll end the stream off with EOS here. We just fully charted it out, just fully did a whole new set of support and resistance levels. So my strategy for support and resistance is to line up weekly candle bodies to find significance along horizontal levels. And then we use those visualized weekly key levels to determine entries and exit opportunities. At the moment here, potentially resistance overhead, though. Watch out for $1.35. If daily candles open and close beneath it, that would further solidify resistance. Bearish robos attempting to print, it would appear, trying to come into play. I believe the daily candle, a new daily candle just opened. So in these brief moments here, technically with the sell 4 and the super sell now present, you are suggested to reduce your EOS investment accordingly. You already were able to get in to the project on the 22nd of July there with bullish robo advisors coming into play. After that confirmation, 64% in upside over the following month. If you were unable to capitalize on that swing high, technically bearish robo advisors now suggest you get out of the market, capitalize anywhere from 8.5% ROI all the way up to, in my opinion, perhaps 20% ROI if we experience a bullish bounce and rally upward in the short term. But sideways and or downside to consider. Bearish robos returning. Watch out for short opportunities, capitalizing on gains here. If you are invested, feel free to reduce your positions accordingly. Bearish robos here have saved us from 23, 57, and 66% corrections that have occurred since September of 2021. And bullish robos here, most recently, 65% in gains, but I've also seen 45 and 38% in upside during the downtrend coming from swing highs back in May of last year. So watch out for extreme volatility. Don't get shaken out by the agility. I don't know. I'm trying to find the rhyme. We're doing it all of the time. Pay the fee. Don't get fined. Basically, Meinstein. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Thank you for stopping by. We hope to see you in the next one. We're going to be back before you know it to do it all over again. We're going to try to make this a habit. Sign up for Engineering Robo down below with the links in the description. Get the free trial going. Give it a shot. Let me know what you got. If you're cold, if you're hot, if it is, or if it is not. Yeah, okay, anyway, thank you so much for being a part of the stream. We hope to see you in the next one.